Hi lovelies, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show us how to cut and sew this beautiful kimono jacket. So let's get started. Firstly, I have my fabric placed on fold, that is the front and the back piece. I have my front and the back piece placed together. The difference between the front and the back is the zipper allowance, which is 1 3/4. So it depends on what you would love to work with. So the next thing I did was to take the measurement for each line, that is length, the bust point, the hip, the waist. So here I'm taking the back, that is the shoulder. So it's more like taking the basic measurement. I have a detailed tutorial on the channel on how to draft our basic bodies. So here I'm trying to take the round sleeve measurements which I'll be working with, and the next thing I did was to connect each point together. Next thing I also did was to take the measurement for my half length and also the hip point. So now the next thing I did was to take the circumference of each point, that is the bust circumference divided by 4, and also the waist circumference divided by 4, plus the dart. We're going to include that to this dress, and also I also take the circumference of the hip line divided by 4. Then I'm going to connect each point together. At the hemline, I'm trying to take the total measurement of my hip circumference there. Then I subtract it by 1 to have that pencil shape effect. Or you can as well leave the measurements in a straight line instead of deducting from the hip point. So the next thing I did was to connect the line, and I also went back to the neckline to take the neckline measurement, which is 2.5, but you can take 3/4 for yours. But for this tutorial, I just make use of a random measurement here. Cutting it out, I had to include the same allowance which I'll be working with. So here I'm including like 1.5. It depends on what you would love to work with. You can include 2 inches, 2.5. It depends on what you like to work with. So first thing I did after including the same allowance was to connect each point together. Here I'm trying to take the measurement for the shoulder slant, so by 1/2 inch. Then afterwards I took the measurement for my round sleeve measurements and also connect each point together. So basically it's more like taking the basic body's measurements. So now the next thing to do is to cut each point out. And also the difference between the front and the back neckline. The back neckline should be a bit higher than the front neckline. That is, if I'm using 2.5 for the front neckline, so the back neckline should be at least 1.5. The front neckline should be a bit lower than the back neck. Afterwards, I'm going to have the front fabric in 2 pieces while the back one is just one. And I'm also going to cut an interface, which is the lining, the same way which I did for the fabric. And the next thing I'm going to do is to stitch both the lining and the fabric together. I'll take it back to the sewing machine and stitch. Here I have both my fabric and my lining, so I'm going to sew at the neckline, at the side, and also at the hemline. Then I'm going to turn it over at the round sleeve point, and I'll also do the same thing to the back side. So I'm going to give it a good press and show us what it looks like. The same thing for both front and the back fabric. So at the hemline, the side, and also turn it over at the round sleeve points. Then I'm going to take both the front and the back at the neckline. I'm going to stitch it by half of an inch in that form. That is, I'm going to take both the fabric and the lining together, then wrap it together and stitch it at the neckline by half of an inch. Stitch it and show us the result. So I have this, and also I'm going to sew the darts because it's going to have darts at both the front and the back. So I went ahead and cut out the sleeve. It's more like of a basic sleeve, and it's of a short form. Then I have a long strip there also, which will serve as the second sleeve which we have. So there I'm trying to make a kind of a pleat or a gathered. It depends on what you would like, that is the outcome you would like. But in this form I did a kind of gathered. Then the other tip is going to be for the elastic casing, that is at the hemline we're going to add elastic there. So we're going to take the circumference of our tip, that is our arm tip, and take it to measure the elastic band. So I'm going to insert the elastic band with the safety pin there and take the measurements of the tip, that is a round tip that we'll be working with. So the next thing I need to do is to attach the basic sleeve at the round sleeve there and stitch it together, and also do the same thing to the other side and include my zipper at the front part and stitch both sides together. That is the both side. I'll attach the sleeve to the both side and also stitch it together at the side. So I'll go back to the sewing machine and stitch it together and show us the result and attach my zip. Here is the result. Thanks for watching. Dinners lovers, new subscribers, returning subscribers. I really do appreciate you all. I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay blessed. Bye.